Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Breakdown. This is weird. I've never started a show off on one before. I find it quite odd being live on wherever the hell we're live, but yeah, we're here. So let's just get straight to it. We are joined today as our host, as normal. Well, there's me with you, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. How do you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Good. How buzzing of me to be back on this already. I need to move this microphone up. It's like straight over my face.
I know, it's so dark though. I'm sure it wasn't this dark this time last week.
I think, as they say up here, the nights are fair drawing in.
Winter is coming.
Winter is definitely coming. I was looking at the weather for this weekend, and I seen that it's going to be down to like 1 degree on Sunday. And I'm like, holy yeah, it's going to be cold nights are coming up in Scotland.
I took the dog for a walk this morning, and I nearly put his coat on him. Like it was 7 degrees, but it felt chilly, and I had to get my fleece out. And then I remembered, I can't see which. Look, I've got my I'm representing.
Do you know who's got mine? So I had one. Right. Do you know who's got it? Jeff Stelling. I gave mine to Jeff Stelling. He was at the Hartlepool game where I took Alfie to his first one against Gateshead, and he was there, so I went over and had a chat with him. And yeah, Jeff Stelling was there, so we went and have a chat with him, and I gave him a lower league look badge. So I don't know if he wears it. It'd be good to see him wearing it, but
because Liam's been. Did you see Liam's baseball cap from Mallorca?
So he got that made, didn't he, and embroidered. I love it. He better be bringing us one back.
Well, yeah.
If you're in the chat, Liam, just let us know. I'm going to bring in our League One podcast host as well into this. We're bringing in Owen. Everyone say hi to Owen. I'm going to change this format. I don't like this format. Where are we?
Hi, everyone.
There we go. Hi, Owen. How's you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Been a good week so far.
Well, of course, because it was the first League One podcast.
Yeah, it was a very good experience, and a lot of my mates who thought like they saw that I did it, and they're just really happy for me. It's been a really good week so far. So
that's nice.
Yeah,
it was good. It was I've kind of missed because when we first started, Liam and I first started doing the podcast, we were doing League One as well, and at the beginning I knew nothing. And then now I've got a bit of a soft spot for League One, and I kind of look out for the results. So it was nice to listen to you all doing that.
I forgot what League One's like. It's been so long since Hartlepool has been in League One.
Well, same.
Yeah.
And there's still an element of, we were 7 minutes away from this. And Stevenage, I went to Stevenage supporters. Stevenage are absolutely flying.
Yeah, we're having a great time of it so far, and I'm loving it. It's just carrying on from last season how good we've been.
Apparently, we have a special guest this morning.
Good evening, United Kingdom. This is calling. Can you hear me?
We have Liam live from Spain.
For United Kingdom, nil point. Feel like I'm on Eurovision. Good evening, guys. How's everybody doing? Sorry to interrupt. I didn't know it'd put me straight in. I thought I'd go in a waiting room. That's embarrassing.
No, you're here with your 0 Ps.
I think, see, last time that Liam was live from somewhere, me and Liam were on the live feed, Liam was at a caravan site and his signal was a damn sight better than it is just now.
My signal's great now.
Are you at the kids' disco or something?
Oh, it's going on behind there. Do you know, guys, here, look, PSA, I know it's not football related, but don't have kids.
It's a bit late for two of us. Owen, you can take this on board.
This is the new Look Sports Media life advice podcast.
Hey, there's a fucking dragonfly the size of my head over there. What's that about? Yeah, they're getting big over here. Here we go. Look, I've got some natural street light now. There we go.
How are we all doing? How was the week? On?
No, I haven't. All right, I've got a funny story about the cap. So I bought it. I bragged about it. I put it under the pram, and in the walk from the place we were eating to the taxi, it's dropped out of the bottom of the pram. So I've got to go back tomorrow and get a new hat made.
No, the story is someone stole it because it was so coveted and special.
That's what Liv said, but that's nonsense.
So if we get a random Twitter follower from Spain
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yes,
in
by the
Mallorca,
way,
guys. Come on. It's not mainland Spain. This is Mallorca. It's one of the exotics.
So I found this hat. Is it any of yours? And we're like, no, you keep it. Just make sure you subscribe to us and all that sort of thing. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, but send me the 25 quid it cost me, please.
25 quid?
Well, 25 it was.
I think you've been
It was a
had.
novel.
I don't think we're getting one each, Grant.
No, I don't think we're getting one each.
Yeah, you are if you send me the money.
No, you're right.
But no, sorry, I thought I'd just say hello, guys. Yeah, a nice week away after Bradford have had a Hughesectomy and have just pressed on and become an absolute unit of a team. Even the second team's flying, beating Grimsby's first team. Love it.
I saw that. Just while you're here, we've got a comment. You're the resident expert on what do you think about Scunthorpe and the mess we were in?
Keep in mind, Liam's had a drink, so he's not going to hold back here.
No, this is my thought. I have to hold back. What I'll say, the mess you were in was bad, really bad, but it was never as close to going really wrong as people think, because there was always so the people who own the club now, I've been speaking to since when was it, Grant? January?
About January.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's a long time.
It's always been, that's annoying, isn't it? It's always been that was going to be the thing. Everyone knew what was going. Everyone who had something connected to the club knew what was happening and knew what David Hilton was doing. David Hilton, David White, David Mellors, David Anderson, whatever he wants to call himself. But no, look, do you know what? There's more good news as far as I'm aware to come from Scunny. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, no,
Future is bright.
Future's very bright. It's like that frigging light there. It's too bright.
It's like all the pictures from your holiday. They've been bright as anything.
Yeah. Oh, I've loved that. I've got burnt feet.
Yeah.
When are you coming home? Monday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Are you going to be back for the 606 then?
You're damn right. I'm going to be back for the 606. Mainly, do you know what we've booked? What we've done is we've actually cancelled our flight from Monday and moved it to Sunday, because I said to Liv, I said they messed the 606 up, so they couldn't even get it live.
I mean, that technically did happen.
I know it did. But no, I'm home. We fly at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. We land back in Manchester at 12, and then I'll be home for 1:30, 2. So yeah, Sunday night I'll be on. I just hope I get to come on after a Bradford win and it doesn't end this weekend, because
You've got Wimbledon this weekend, so
Yeah.
By all means, it shouldn't be an easy game, but I think you should take it. I watched Wimbledon at the weekend and I wasn't best impressed with them.
I think at the minute we've kind of got no fear. It's that thing of, and I was at Swindon Swindon game on Saturday, and I met up with Jake Young, and I was talking to Jake about it during the game, and you could see that we were a different side. And I just said we've got no fear because there's no repercussions at the minute for us. If we went for it all in on Saturday and lost 5-0, then so what? Nothing changes. Like, McDonald ain't going to get sacked because he's doing a favour. He's doing a job for them. But no, we looked a different team. And Tuesday night, I didn't get to watch the game, but I watched bits of it. And the children's entertainment's finished, but there's someone Spanish speaking now. But no, I've watched the highlights, and I've basically followed everything I could on it, and it just the players are playing with confidence, and it's nice to see. If we can carry that on this weekend against Wimbledon, then I think we'll take the points, and it'll take us into next week, where I think it's Wrexham.
What do you think? What do you think of the odds that people have got? I know we don't read a lot into bookies odds, but the bookies had McDonald down as 1-1 favourite to take the job. Did you read anything into that, or did you think it's silly off the back of a win?
Just ridiculous.
No, hasn't he?
No, I don't think he said no. He's basically said he'll see what the CEO says, but it's silly. It's silly. We've won an out of form Swindon. We've beaten out of form Swindon, who realistically, had Charlie Austin had his shooting boots on, would have won. And then we went to Grimsby in the Pizza Cup. Well, the unnamed cup at the minute, and it's sponsorless.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it's early days to get excited. It's good to enjoy it, but no, to be saying give him the job until Christmas or this, that, and the other at this point is silly. Especially when there are managers out there. I think that Gillingham, Bradford, and Tranmere are all waiting to see what MK Dons do.
Well, Gillingham are taking their time. They're, interviewing internationally. They're reflecting. Brad Gallinson's been very transparent about the process, much to Mrs. Harris's disappointment, shall we say? She's disappointed in him.
I don't know if is it him she's disappointed in, or is it it's somebody, isn't it?
It could be Neil. We don't know. She's very disappointed in somebody's actions.
Yeah, and I think it's a weird one. So he put this thing out, didn't he, saying that they're interviewing internationally and all across the world, and then you look at the odds and Steve Bruce's favourite.
Right.
What?
Yeah. And I think he said as well, like, we're taking our time, we're not rushing into anything, which kind of pisses all over the theory that they sacked Neil Harris with someone lined up. And so my first thought was that, he's been told that they've got someone lined up, and then now he's spouting all of this. But yeah, we don't know. But she's obviously very disappointed in something. It might be Waitrose for all we know.
Well, allegedly, so I feel like Ryan will like that. I said allegedly because I don't normally say it, but allegedly, I've just realised I can turn my brightness up.
Oh, there you are.
I've got light. I was like, wonder why is it so dark? Allegedly, they had a meeting with Harris because there was an incident at, I think it was Crawley with the assistant. Where the police were called, wasn't there? There was always that.
Gosh, I'd completely forgotten about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the story goes that they had the meeting about how they told Harris they needed to look at him changing his support staff because they couldn't have that person there, and he's taking his bat and ball on.
Oh.
That's one of the things that's coming out.
One
of
the potential, yeah.
But I mean, I'll be honest. I messaged Brad Gallinson earlier, and I said, Brad, I know it's your club. I said, but please don't make the mistake that we did by going for the big name, because it didn't work for us. And can you do it from the swimming pool, please? Oh, I don't know if it's closed.
No,
don't
drown his new phone. This is a terrible idea.
I was going to say, don't tempt Liam to do this, because Liam is known for doing interviews topless.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't get topless. I'd just jump in as is. But other than that, guys, Owen, welcome. I've not had a chance to say hello yet. We have interacted on Twitter. We have argued on Twitter, and I've loved every second of it. But yeah, no, I've had a good week. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And
you look very relaxed.
Honestly, that's probably the 15 cocktails.
That relaxed was a euphemism for this.
Yeah, I can't feel my ankles. I'm very aware that I have ankles, but I can't feel them.
Because they're burnt, or
no, they're just I'm just numb.
All right, lovely. Well, you go and dance with your ankles, and we'll see you on Monday. No, Sunday.
Make sure you're still watching.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna get done for doing it, but I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna critique. I actually listened to the Monday podcast. First time I've ever listened to anything we've done in 2 years, so that was nice. Be on the other side, but then when you started talking about me, I had to skip that part because I didn't like that. I want a fan of that part. But yeah, no, guys, well done. What a good week.
Enjoy the rest
right. Bye, guys. Enjoy, everyone.
I know it's not Spanish, but arrivederci.
That's not Spanish.
I know it's not Spanish.
Adios.
Adios. Yeah. Don't know why that comes to my mind. I did 4 years of Spanish.
could have used you this week. I've been ordering some right nonsense at that bar. Right. Bye, guys.
It'll be
Bye.
Bye.
goodbye. Well, it was unexpected, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Should we get on to something a little bit more expected and get our first guest proper in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are bringing in, I'd say not say a fairly new Twitter. This Twitter account's been running quite a lot this year, actually. They are running spaces on Mansfield Town. I don't know what's going to give this away when they join in. But we're bringing in Amber and Blue, 1987. Russell, welcome. I'm going to switch you over here, mate. How are you?
Hello. You're all right? Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. You?
Oh, good. I am good. I'm good. I can see you've got Edward with you as well. Happy day.
I've brought a little sidekick this week, haven't we? Yeah. No.
So I don't know what gives away that you're Mansfield fans.
No idea. Honestly, never been to ground, never seen them play or anything. I don't know what this is behind me. It just turned up one day, didn't it, mate?
Do you want to tell us a story about this one? I'm sure you might have told us in Lower League before, but there'll be a lot of people listening here that don't know this. So go on, fire away with the story for that.
You ready? Can you remember the story? So it was your birthday, wasn't it? And you didn't know what you wanted, and then you wanted a Stag's badge on his bedroom wall.
And then one day I walked in and it was getting painted.
Yeah, we were trying to hide it for his birthday so that he couldn't see it. And literally, the woman was here. He came home. Did you come home early from school?
Yeah.
Because he was poorly. And then basically walked in his bedroom and there she was painting it. So, surprise.
Surprise.
In bed.
I know. So, yeah. So that's the story. So it now sits there. Proud as big as punch, look, you know. Who wouldn't want that at 10 years old in their bedroom?
Do you know what? I didn't introduce Mansfield correctly, did I, Hannah?
I don't know. What did you say?
I just said Mansfield Town. Like, how is it we're introducing Mansfield to everything these days?
Yeah, unbeaten in the 23-24 League 2 campaign, Mansfield Town Football Club.
Can we just forget about that?
He's unbeaten.
I know, but it's right. So obviously, I don't know if Hannah and Owen's really au fait with wrestling, but many moons ago, The Undertaker had an unbeaten streak, and at some point, it had to end. It's just a case of when. And this is the thing with this unbeaten streak, isn't it? We know it's going to end. We just really don't want it to end this weekend.
You're waiting for the Brock Lesnar to come in.
Yeah.
Just destroy you about 4-0. That's the only problem.
Yeah. And do you know what? As long as it's not this weekend, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Just not this weekend.
Yeah.
So for people who are less aware, Mansfield and Notts County have somewhat of a rivalry.
Yeah. We don't feel like it is. The only reason I want to win is because their fans are like massively overhyping it. I think, you know, this is the closest thing Notts have got to a rivalry, whereas obviously I've said before on our podcast, we've got Chesterfield, we don't like each other. Forest have got Derby, they don't like each other. Notts are kind of like stuck in the middle with not really anyone. Like, I know over the years they've had a rivalry with like Grimsby, and now Wrexham seem to be the issue. But I don't think it's just, I mean, it's nice to have a local game, don't get me wrong. It's nice to get up, not sit on a bus for 3-4 hours and travel. I can just get on a train, go to a pub and that. And obviously for Edward, it's his first ever like Nottinghamshire derby, so to speak. So for him, this is going to be a first taste of what it could be like. So for me, I've been watching Mansfield a long time. I don't view it as a massive game, but for him, this could be his like Chesterfield, so to speak, if they carry on languishing where they are.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it was for Stevenage, for example, that's my team. We're the same sort of that we don't really have, our rivals have never really been in our division for a while. You look at our big rivals, Woking, people say, and obviously we've been in their division about 15 years. But then we have local games with like Cambridge, and we always say Luton was a rivalry. It wasn't. They were a much better team than us, much bigger team than us. They were waiting for that for Watford. And Watford isn't really a rivalry, even though they call that sometimes a Hearts derby. But I feel like we're sort of in the same boat where we sort of have got rivalries, but aren't really in that sort of in this division, but they're not as obviously heated as like yours with Chesterfield.
Yeah. And I think that's it, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of younger generation fans now than there were 5 years ago at Mansfield and Notts. I think 5 years ago, the last time we played each other, if you'd have looked at a demographic, it was probably older ages rather than younger fans. So I think now it's kind of Notts and Mansfield have finally made that breakthrough with the younger fan base. So now it probably means that little bit more to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same here as well. At Stevenage, there's so many more younger fans than it was even 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. And it's good to see, to be honest. I think on the whole, like it's the problem is with Sky is they only pick League Two when there's an international break. Obviously next season there's going to be more, but realistically they throw darts at a dartboard and see what they come up as.
Were you surprised to be the picked televised game this weekend, considering you've got Wrexham v Salford coming up this weekend as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's surprised that Wrexham and Salford isn't on TV.
When the fixtures came out and we looked at international breaks, because Sky are going to pick one, we looked and went, oh, how convenient. Wrexham, Salford, definitely Sky, definitely Gary Neville there. So it did come as a big shock, didn't it, Edward? And we haven't been on, obviously, playoffs and all that, but apart from playoffs, we haven't been on telly for a long, long time. Like probably conference days.
And I think the next one's Bradford, Notts County, isn't it? I saw today.
Yeah.
That get announced for the November games. A lot of people frustrated that again you're looking at Notts County being on TV for the second time in a month. I mean they are top of the table, I suppose.
We have Bradford Grimsby, that was on TV as well, isn't it? So it's the second time up for Bradford as well.
Yeah.
It's just classic. It is classic Sky, just picking and choosing games. I mean, it'd be good to see other teams on. I'd love to see. I think I've seen someone mention it'd be good to see Wimbledon v MK Dons on TV.
Yeah, because it is that weekend.
Yeah, same weekend. It'd be great to show that game on TV.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been on TV. I think the closest it ever was it was back 2012 when they picked it, but it was a small case of Dons had to beat Stevenage in a replay and beat them on penalties, so it cost that one. But like I think going to your question, the last time Mansfield were on telly that wasn't a playoff. I think it might have been your FA Cup tie against Liverpool, maybe 2013. I think that was the last time.
I think so.
I can't wait for the FA Cup because it means there's so many more league and non-league teams on telly. I think the draw's on Sunday, if I believe. So interesting.
But the problem is with it, it's a bit like the Carabao Cup. They will, like BBC, never get to show football. So the first thing they do is when them draws come out, they go, what Premier League team can I put on? So they're interested in lower league teams until the big boys, let's say, come in, and then they go, all right, what can we put on? We've got, let's say, Salford versus Man City. Yeah, but we've got Man United, Arsenal, and we've seen it 4 times this season already. But let's chuck that on telly, and I think that's where it's going wrong, isn't it? Football on TV in general, they pander to the Premier League so much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's also the size of the fan I and the number of views that they're going to get. So I completely agree, but ultimately it's a commercial decision, I guess.
Yeah. The thing is, it's when you've got so many features like the red button, for example, there's no limit to how many games you can televise. You could technically televise. I know they'll want to have 3 o'clock kickoffs, but they can technically televise every game if they wanted to and put them all on the red button. You have to record every FA Cup game anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they can't put more out.
I think that's why, like next year with the new EFL deal, every EFL Cup game's been televised. Every EFL Trophy game's been televised. I think every game from the last game of the season, every game from the Christmas schedule, every game from the first game, I think every game from the Easter schedule of those type of games, and they're all going to be telly games. So they have, like I said, especially next year, they'll have the capacity to do it. I don't know why, and during COVID, every FA Cup third round game was televised. I think a lot of the second round games were televised. I don't know why every game that isn't a 3:00 kickoff, you can just televise it in the FA Cup, especially in the lower rounds.
Mm. I'm going to go back to a point that's came in from Ian. He's put this point up here, and I want to know your opinion to this, Russell. He's put up, are the Stags going to do Stockport a favour on Saturday? Do you see if you guys win and beat Snot County, do you see that as doing Stockport a favour, or do you see that as breathing down their neck?
I don't
know. Got the draw to do us a favour.
Do you know what though? Genuinely, Stockport have come from like absolutely nowhere, haven't they? And you know, looking at the start of the season, I know they always start off not great, but you know they've slowly but surely turned it round and then just kind of snuck up on everybody. I don't know. I think a lot of people expected Stockport to be up there, and they are now. But I see it more as if we win Saturday. Well, I say when we win Saturday, you know, you've got to sound confident, haven't you? When we win on Saturday, it will be a case of just us putting ourselves up there again, being in that shop window, and just saying that, you know, maybe just maybe this is our year to get out this league. I mean, it's only took 10 years.
So out of the last 5, you've drawn 4 and won 1 at Barrow. But like the other stat that kind of goes against that is that you've got the highest number of shots in the league and the highest number of crosses. What's stopping you scoring goals and converting those draws into wins?
I know we spoke about this at the start of the season on Fools Rush In episode, that I was concerned that we never replaced Danny Johnson. You know, love him or hate him, regardless of what he's doing now. You know, he is a goal scorer. He's going to get goals at points. We let him go. We never really recruited, but we put all our eggs in one basket with Will Swan because he had such a cracking season last season. Mm-hmm. We were like, right, okay, we don't need to replace. We don't need to replace Johnson. We've got Will Swan. Will Swan got injured pre-season, has since struggled for form and looks really down on himself and just sad, really, bless him. And I think when you've got a striker looking like that, it's struggling up front. We haven't really got that out-and-out goal scorer that we crave. Rhys Oates, who looked amazing, who came back fit, who I tipped as my player to watch this season. A fit Rhys Oates is basically having a new signing. Obviously got injured again. So we've not had much luck on the strikers front, and I think that's the issue. My concern is at the minute, if Keeler Dunn scores, Mansfield will score. If Keeler Dunn doesn't, we don't know where it's coming from.
That's what I seen. That's what I seen at the weekend. Yeah. I was messaging you throughout most of the second half of your game. From when you made that triple sub, you were by far the dominant team, and I was like, I put in our group chat, I'll be amazed if Mansfield didn't win this. It should have been 4 or 5. I didn't see Ken have a single thing to do in that second half. I was shocked about how poor your shooting ability was as a team.
Yeah. The problem is with us, we like to get down the wing and cross the ball, but it doesn't work. Nobody wins it in the box. Mm-hmm. So then what we do is we recycle it, put it out, and then go back down the same wing and put the ball in. And it seems to be the constant. When we put the ball on the floor and play through the middle, we look fantastic. We did it against Stockport, and teams we've beat, we've put the ball on the floor and played through the middle. The Wimbledon, the Wrexham games, we seem to be putting it on the wing and crossing it in. But Will Swan's a small striker. Keeler Dunn's not massive, is he, mate? We haven't got anyone really with any height to put the ball in the net. We've got Lucas Akins, but he's more of a holding player. I wouldn't say he's a striker. What? Aidan Flint, yeah, when we took him up front.
Who's your favourite this season, Edward?
Owen Mason.
So for those that don't know, and there'll be a few people like, who's that? Owen Mason is our third choice goalkeeper right now, who is currently on loan at Wexford. That's right, isn't it?
And Ireland.
Go on then. He's been called up for the Ireland under-21s, hasn't he? So he's good friends with Edward. So obviously he's Edward's favourite player, but who's your second favourite player? Who did you walk out with when you were a mascot?
Davis Keeler.
So
It's good.
there is two favourite players, aren't there, this season? So yeah, but I think for me, I think Aaron Lewis has been superb. Wow, free signing from Newport, and I'll be honest, I didn't really expect much because it was such an underwhelming signing. But his creativity, the way he likes to get on the ball, the way he's calm and he just ping balls forward and wants to play through the middle, I think he's definitely a quality player, isn't he, mate?
Jay there's mentioned that you could be top 3 if you're lucky with injuries. How are you doing at the moment? Because you had a lot out a few weeks ago. Is that situation improved or is it still?
So
okay?
I think we've got most of them back now. We've got obviously Elliot Hewitt, our player of the season last year. He won't be back until probably towards the end of the season. Stephen McLaughlin is due back in. Did he say 2 weeks when we were talking to him?
Yeah, about. So
Yeah, and Oates
is in 2 weeks.
So Oates is in 2 weeks.
We're not far.
So we're getting players back now, and hopefully when Oates comes back, this is when we start scoring again. But yeah, we're feeling fairly confident, aren't we?
It looks like we've got someone else that's feeling confident in the comments here. Regular listener, James Shipley popping in. Even though just got off another podcast discussing how we're beating Mansfield on Saturday. Russell,
not happening. We don't think it's going to happen. We think. Well, you said 2-1, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Edward's gone 2-1. I've said 1-0, 80th minute. Will Swan. Like to be that precise. I think County play a high line. I think Chesterfield took advantage of it in the playoffs last year. They still haven't really learnt with that high line. They are conceding goals left, right, and centre. We're not. If we can just nullify McGoldrick, I think we're in with a solid chance.
Yeah, I think with your defensive record at the moment being so prolific, I think you have that defence, you have that quality to shut Notts County out. They have, in my opinion, the 2 best strikers in the league with Langstaff and the Goldrick. But with your defence being so solid at the moment, and is it Christy Pym who's playing goal at the moment for you, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fine. Christy Pym.
For Stevenage, he looked all right. He's done more incredible for you than he has.
Christy Pym, protection advisor.
Yeah. But I think all you need really is that. I think you're very good at. I think with the height you have in defence, I think the set piece will probably be a good chance of a goal. I think it'll be a tight game, and my prediction I think it'll be 1-0. I think it'll be a bit of a nervy one. But I think more chance of Mansfield winning than Notts County. I think it'll be 1-0.
See, I'm fairly confident on a win for us, but also my biggest thing to come from today, Saturday, apart from us winning, would be is what I want is people to be sat round at home watching TV, watching that because there's no Premier League, and go, you know what a cracking atmosphere, what a great advert for League Two. I've got a League Two team, let's say Accrington, just down the road. You know what? Next Saturday, I'm going to go and watch them. Yeah. If more people see it and they're more exposed, hopefully more people will go and watch the local teams. So I'm hoping the atmosphere in the game kind of live up to the billing of it.
I think they have picked a good game, to be honest with you, to go for. I think they've picked it. It kind of answered this question from Ian. Is it still a tough watch under Cloughy playing more attacking football? I think Mansfield are playing attacking football from what I've seen of them. And so we're not County. I think this is going to be a really good advert for League Two. What's your thoughts on that question that came in, Russell? I
think genuinely at times, and I'm guilty of this, I've sat there and watched Nigel this season and gone, why, like Colchester, prime example, why have you put Aidan Flint up front? Oh, God, here we go. And then he manages to set up the equaliser. Against Doncaster, we brought him on the other night in the EFL Cup, put him straight up front. He won the corner, headed it down, which created our winning goal. So it's like sometimes as a fan, you have to sit there, put your hands up and go, I don't know it all.
Yeah.
Anyone get anything more for Russell?
No, I don't think so.
Any other questions coming in from the comments, or do we have any other score predictions coming in? So, Rusty, you were saying, did you say 2-1?
Edward said 2-1, didn't you, dude? I'm saying 1-0. What about you guys?
I'll go for a draw because I've literally just realised that if you draw and we win, then we go top. So if Mansfield win and we draw, then we go top as well. So I'll go for a draw.
I thought you were going to pick us to win as well.
5-2 knots. Jeez, that'll be something. There's always one game where there's at least 5 goals in this league.
5-2 knots. Wow.
And there's always a hat. There has to be a hat trick somewhere this weekend. I'm going to go for 2-0 Mansfield win. I wouldn't put this on my coupon at all. This game is not one to choose.
You never bet on early kickoffs. That's the golden rule. You never bet on early kickoffs because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Even if this wasn't an early kickoff, I wouldn't bet on this game at all.
No,
not one bet because it could genuinely go one of 3 ways.
Yeah, for me, I think it's. I think it could go. It'll either be a 1-0 or a very low scoring affair, maybe 0-0 or 1-0, or end up being about 5-3. I don't know why. I just feel like it'll either be like a shutout or just a goal fest.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's it.
Like Notts County beat Forest Green Rovers 4-3, and then the next week lost 5-4 to Colchester. And then on the other side, you've got kind of a 1-1 against Barrow and 1-1 against Milton Keynes. They tend to go from one way or the other.
Yeah.
They also lost in that opening game of the season against Sutton as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, though, while we're on the subject of like teams and stuff like that, genuinely, I've been really impressed with Colchester. I am so much like, when you see a team and you think they're in a bit of a false position. When they played us, I thought they were fantastic. They pressed well. They attacked really well. And they're one of them teams that probably won't be in the playoffs, but I think they'll take points off some of the bigger teams up there this season. They are one of them teams that just very much gun-ho, don't tend to sit back. Obviously, we drew with them, luckily. I think that was the worst game we had, but they were so good. And then they go on to beat County. So I think from a non-Mansfield perspective, the team that's impressed me most is Colchester so far.
But they have lost 3 of their last 5.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it?
I think there's but this is the nice thing about League 2 this season. No one is consistent, apart from Stockport County over the last few weeks. But, really, no one is consistent. Everyone is dropping points. Crawley had a really good run and then have lost their last 2. And that's why you can go from 19th to 2nd within the space of a few weeks, because there's so much movement and no one's dominant.
And I think that's the exciting thing, isn't it, about this league at the moment? Everyone seems to be like beating everyone. I mean, after, like me, you and Grant spoke about it, this month for us on paper was absolutely horrendous. And like we were talking about, like I remember saying at the start of the season, it'd be interesting to see where we pick points up from this month. But after this, we've got like Forest Green, Harrogate, who we never beat. We never beat Harrogate. So it'd be interesting to see how far we've come. Not yet, Edward.
Yeah.
So
our co-producer Keith has put a prediction, and he said 4-0 to Notts County. I'm introducing Keith as co-producer on this one, by the way. He'll be absolutely buzzing that he's been announced as co-producer on this.
4-0 Mansfield.
Is that what you're going for, Edward?
Yeah, you're going 4-0 Mansfield now.
Bold.
Confident, look. It's confident, bold statement.
He's heard the comments. He's like, nah, it's going to be 4.
I think 4-0 Mansfield. Who's going to score, though?
Davies, Keeler, Don Brace, and then we'll score one Luke Akins one.
Sweet. If Luke Akins scores, you know what Dad'll tell you, not me?
Oh, no.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. So, there you go, then. So Edward says 4-0, a brace from Keeler Dunn, a Will Swan goal, and a Luke Akins goal.
Luke Akins, 89th minute.
89th minute. That'd go mad if that happens.
Top bin.
Hopefully. We'll be celebrating. I'll have 3 on the pitch. Go celebrate with them.
You'll be on doing knee slides.
Yeah, that'll be it, mate. I'll be knee sliding. I'll have to teach you that, not we? Can you knee slide?
No,
We'll have to practice then.
then.
You just faceplant onto the floor. Fair.
This is what I want to see next time as part of our best bets. I want to see an Edward knee slide, and we'll put it in. If you do if you learn a knee slide over the winter at some point, and send it in to us, I will put it on in the middle of the breakdown.
Sweet, yeah. How about if we win on Saturday, we both do one, and we get like Lucas or someone to film us? Yeah. We'll all go and do a knee slide after the game. I don't know. We'll find somewhere on the way back. We'll all go. Me, you, Rich. We'll all go and do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Then.
There you go. You've heard it here. Next week, if Mansfield win, we are getting a knee slide video right in the middle of breakdown.
There you go. So
Russell, I think that's a good place to end it on, mate.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me and Mini Me. You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Do you want to come back and do it again at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be my little co-host. There you go then. So Edward wants to come back on at some point, guys. So
guys, no doubt we will get you on at some point throughout the rest of the season. We've still got a long time to go.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me, guys. And whoever you're watching this weekend, enjoy it and up the Stags.
Catch you there, guys.
Enjoy.
See you later.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
It's good. I think it's really good getting I love a 12:30 kickoff. Just sit there, watch it, relax, get an early beer in before the 3 o'clock start.
Yeah.
not that I watch any 3 o'clock games. I can't do that.
No,
because I can't go down. I just need to listen in on any
Obviously.
sort of streams, so I can't watch anything.
no.
So I've got a little feature. I don't know if this is going to work or not, right? Because I notoriously have tech problems. So anyone who is watching this, I apologize if there is any delay or anything. Now, only one person in this whole room knows what I'm going on about, and it is co-producer Ryan, because Ryan knows what's happened. So I've got a little video that I'm going to play. I think it's about 9 minutes, so sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Hannah, I really hope you enjoy this. Do you know what this is? Do you have any idea what this is at all?
No.
Oh, you should. So, I sent someone on a secret mission at the weekend, and I want people to judge how they think this person done on their secret mission. So, here we go. I'm going to kick everyone out of the room and just play this. Enjoy. I don't know if it's going to work. So, you'll see I'm joined by Aaron Challoner. Or Chal. Let's call you Chal. I find it weird calling you Aaron. Yeah, Chal.
I'm good. Intrigued, but good.
Yeah, Chal he has a hat. He doesn't really know why he's here today. But we've got. I have sent Chal down a little parcel. Now, you'll be watching this after this game weekend. So today is the 6th of October. This game's on tomorrow, the 7th of October. Now, Chal is going to the Stockport v Doncaster game at Stockport, aren't you, Chal?
I am indeed. Looking forward to this one. Should be a nice game.
Yep. What's your plans for the game?
Probably just do the usual. Try and do a match report. Try and report on the action. Obviously, try and get some predictions pre-match with the fans, etc. And just have a nice time.
Sounds good to me. Now, that's not all that I have planned for you. I've got more planned for you, Chal, at this game.
Right.
Now, you watched a couple of the breakdown sessions that we've had, or the breakdown recordings that we've had. And you will have heard us talking about the challenge that we're going to plan to do this season across a couple of games.
Yep.
This is your first challenge. Now,
right.
Hannah doesn't know anything about this just now. I know about it, Liam knows about it, and Ryan knows about it. Hannah can't know about this, and Hannah has not to find out about this. You can probably hear my baby talking in the background, by the way, so sorry about any background noise to everyone. Hannah has not to know that we have set you this challenge, right?
Right.
It's going to be really difficult for you to play this off as just you being Chow. So we've got 4 things that we want you to do and record yourself doing.
Right.
When you're recording them, I want you to send them over to me. And then what I'll do is I'm going to splice them together after this to see if you manage to complete all 4 things that we're wanting you to do. All the way through this, Hannah has not to find out that we have instructed you to do any of these 4 things.
Okay, it's like a secret mission kind of thing.
It's a secret mission. You've got a secret mission in Stockport. Now,
Yeah.
what you said in the group is you're going to be a neutral in the Stockport ends, and you're going to be incognito.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make you ultimate incognito. So you've got 4 things you have to do while using your incognito thing that is in your parcel.
Oh, God.
Aaron, Chal, it's time to open the parcel. Everyone see you open this parcel. To everyone that it's not been opened before, you do not know what's in this, do you?
No, generally, not open. Don't know.
Right, go for it. Let's get it open. I want live reaction to see what you've got here. And
I'm going to close my eyes because I don't even know.
Okay.
Right, can you see it on screen?
it's in a packet still, Chal.
Oh, my God. I look like Mr. Potato Head in real life.
Take it out. Come on, get it. Take it out. Put it on. You've got to take this deadly seriously, Chal.
This is Austin Powers on a budget.
Oh, this is Look Sports Media. This is Lower League Look. I mean, I wouldn't recognise you, Charlie. I don't think any Doncaster Rovers fans are going to recognise you in doing this. Now,
at least I can breathe.
You can breathe, which is good. I wasn't going full scale mask. I think you'll be fine. I think you should try and get into the stadium wearing that as well, by the way, just as a bonus thing. So from you walking in, Hannah's not to know that we put you up to this.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be so good.
So, you have 4 challenges.
Okay.
I will send you these so you know what they are, so you can keep track of them. And you need to get them all on video while wearing this disguise. Number 1, commandeer the drum and start a Stockport chant.
Oh my God.
There is a drum in that stand, by the way. I've double checked.
I'll try and find it.
Number 2. Now, Liam will know this. The ground is on a flight path, so there'll be a lot of planes going overhead. While wearing your mask, you've got to loudly name planes that are flying overhead. You've got to name them confidently, but very, very wrong, like you're some sort of plane expert. Give out numbers, Boeing 747, but just name planes wrongly. Number 3, get a player's autograph, but call them the wrong name.
Oh, God.
You can call them the wrong name at any point. Get a player's autograph and call them the wrong name. Number 4, this cannot come from Hannah. Try and get someone to give you a bit of food. And eat it.
Oh my God.
Are you up for the challenge, Chal?
I am up for the challenge.
Yes, you're up for the challenge. Chal, thanks for being a good sport. I am so happy that you are up for this. It's going to be a good weekend.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the footage. I can't wait for you to send each and every single bit of it over. And yeah, we'll try and get this into the breakdown. If not, This has been the Lower Lane Looks bonus bits. Everyone have fun. Chat. Good luck.
I'm off. I think I need to go incognito. Sorted. Boeing 747. There we go. A500. The settlement with County fans was probably the hardest thing as a Rovers fan, but it was all right. We had a good time anyway. I got a free mint ball out of it. But I'm going to be back in my usual seat at the home ground next week against Sutton United. So that's it from Lux Sports Media, and we'll see you all later. I'm the CHALL Terra for now. Hear it! Inside the middle, chance to come inside. Paddy Madden on the edge of the box, back on the nail on the far side. Ball in, header! Get out of here!
So that was the challenge that I set for Chad. So he completed 2 of the 4 challenges. Would we say there? Are we giving him 1.5?
I think. Well, my dad did give him an Uncle Joe's mint ball, so I think that was. I don't know whether that counts as food or not. It was completely unprompted. So, but I think it was the autograph. Although at one point he did say to me, like, so many things about my Saturday are making more sense now. But like at some point he said to me, "Oh, I'm gonna try and get a county player's autograph, or maybe just say players." And I was a bit like, "Oh, okay, good." Like, it was the planes though. The planes. I obviously didn't know about that. And I was sat there thinking, how on earth does he know like all these planes that are coming over? And he'd be like, "Oh, that was the like that's the Jet 2." And there was one, and it was like an Airbus number. I'd never heard of that plane, and I was like, God, he really knows what he's talking about.
That's amazing. I'm so happy that you done that. I'm more happy that you just didn't have a clue, even up to today, because Liam so nearly gave the game away.
No, I've got a picture, and I'll share it afterwards. That's him outside, because we joked about him going incognito, so I'd taken him a county bobble hat. And so I've got a picture of him outside the ground, like with the emblem behind us, with the glasses and the thingy. I'll see if I can find it on here. You might be able to see it. But he put it on. That he was like, "Oh, I've got this. Look, you see."
Oh yeah, I can.
That is outstanding.
And he looked a bit like Where's Wally? He was like with his bobble hat. "Oh, Senor Liam's back. Hi."
That was the greatest thing I have ever witnessed in my life. I am sat poolside while there's entertainment on, and I'm watching Chal incognito at Stockport. That clip, Grant, get that up on OneDrive, send it over, and that is going out on YouTube, because that is gold.
I'm going to see if I can fix the sound on it, because it seemed a little bit out. I'll fix that up, and then we'll sort it, because it seemed a little bit behind the sound to the video. So I'll get that sorted, and then we can send it over.
I forgot that the challenge had been set. So it was like when you went, "I've got a video to watch," I'm sat there going, "Oh, what's he doing? What's Grant doing off his own back here?"
Usually
was great.
Usually when I do things, it's a complete disaster. I never mind doing things completely unsupervised.
I expected the stream to just end. I expected the whole thing to just finish, but that was 10 out of 10. That was amazing. Do you know what? He's got no fear.
No, I feel like I need to send this to my dad and my brother though, because afterwards they were like, do you know him well? Like, how do you know him? Like really, so I think it'll make sense to a lot of people.
So I mean, that was our first ever challenge. There's going to be more of them. There's going to be more of them this season. And you know what? I might just randomly send other people on incognito missions this season.
I think that's a good idea. That.
And see what we can
What,
do.
you might have a league table, like, to see how many they got out of the 4 challenges.
Yeah, we need a challenge.
You might end up on one.
Yeah, send me. I'll go. I'll do it. I'll be fine.
So now we can now tell out of context. Charlie can put up whatever they were going to put on. So guys, head over to out of context. Charlie, show him some love as well.
I just want to say well done.
He's going to put up. Cheers, mate.
Oh, so all the Donny fans are going to forgive Chal now, are they?
I hope so.
Hopefully not.
I hope that's a redemption arc. I mean, I put that goal reaction in because Chal didn't want to put up his video footage he took. He done a whole match day vlog for it, and it was great. It was sent over to me so I can take clips out of it, and I was like, do you know what? I cannot not have that goal reaction video being live. It had to be shown.
Yeah. And I didn't want to kind of stoke the flames at the weekend, so I just didn't kind of reply to anything. But he absolutely sat like you saw it. There's like video evidence of him literally, because like you know what Donny fans are like in terms of, oh yeah, Chal was jumping up celebrating. He absolutely wasn't. That was what he did. So yeah, although I was completely ready to grab his arm if Donny scored and he tried to celebrate, like I was ready with my iron grip to force him back into his seat. But fortunately it didn't need to be deployed.
So Owen, so now we've kind of had our challenge. You're here to talk about League One. You're not just here to make up numbers because Liam's away gallivanting on holiday. You are here to talk League One because we've launched our League One podcast as well, and you are one of our fine hosts on it. So tell us what's going on at League One this weekend.
Yeah, so obviously due to the international break with most League One teams having a lot of teams, a lot of their players, going on playing for the national teams. We've only got 4 games in League One this weekend. And I'm going to go through in detail 2 of them now, and then I'll just get a rough of who else is playing. So the first one I went in detail for was Blackpool versus Stevenage, to be played at Bloomfield Road in Blackpool. And they've both had decent starts to the season. Blackpool were a bit slow, but they've got themselves a little bit back into sort of playoff contention, sitting 10th at the moment. Jordan Rhodes, who's obviously of yesteryear was one of the top talents in the Championship in League One with his first spell at Huddersfield, and then he's moved to to Blackburn Rovers in the Championship. But obviously since then he's sort of been a bit of a journeyman, floating around the Championship in League One, and maybe some in the Prem where he's not really got to the level he's ever been that everyone thought he would be. But he's formed the last couple of weeks, scored 6 so far this season, and it's looking like if Blackpool are going to get that playoffs this year or go for promotion, he's going to be that man that gets them the goals. Another person I've had a real eye on that I've looked at is Kamoko Dembele, who's just signed for Blackpool on loan a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago now. But they signed on loan from Brest in France. Kamoko Dembele is a very, very good young talent. I remember him when he was 14 playing for I think it was the under-17s for England and then Scotland as well. And I've not really seen the last couple of years. He's not really got the opportunities he has in France where he thought he would be after leaving Celtic. But he's been doing all right in League One at the moment for Blackpool. And I think if he can continue like that, could be a fine young talent for Blackpool this season if he continues how he's going. For Stevenage, on the other hand, I've enjoyed it, had a very incredible start considering all the other teams in League One that have gone up from League Two. They have had a bit of a slip up recently with 2 losses against one of the, in my opinion, the best side in the division at the moment in Oxford that I've seen at the Lamex, and a very, very entertaining game against Bolton Wanderers, who are also one of the promotion contenders. But they got back to winning ways after a scrappy, I would say, card fest against Wigan, where there was about 15 yellow cards. So which got them up back into fourth, and they'll be looking to fortify their promotion ambitions this season, and maybe, as some fans are saying, back to back. Jamie Reid has obviously been the star man so far this year for Stevenage. He's taken League One like a duck to water, much more than he did in League Two. That's 8 goals he's had recently, and he's also back after missing the Wigan game due to a 5 yellow card suspension. I think that game will be a very entertaining one. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there, but I'm hopeful that everyone else goes there. We're having a great time, and I think it'll be a great game. My prediction for that one, I think Stevenage will be all right, but I think it'll be a very tight game. But I think Stevenage will nick it 1-0. The other game that we are looking in detail for is Carlisle versus Leyton Orient, a clash between the two promoted sides in League One. Carlisle had a really bad start, really struggling to sort of get that form that they did that got them the playoff promotion in League Two last season against Stockport County. Except last weekend, they probably had the shock of maybe the division so far this season after a cracking result against Bolton, including a hat-trick for Jordan Gibson, which 3 really well-taken goals, and that could be their catalyst for flying up the table today, which left them 3 points between them and the relegation zone. Leyton Orient have also had a very slow start to the season, but they have done very well recently with 3 wins in the last 5 and are looking like they could be able to push on and maybe sort of get away from that relegation battle and go for mid-table this season. I've been really impressed by them, especially Joe Pigott. Was a brilliant signing from, I believe it was Portsmouth he was at last season, and he was been a brilliant target man for them. And I feel like if they can keep him and keep him firing, I think they'll be a force for this season. The other 2 games that are also taking place this season, this weekend in League One, are Lincoln City at home to Burton Albion, and Cambridge at home to Shrewsbury Town.
So obviously there's fewer games because of the international break. Do you think that's something that needs to happen in League One? Like, should they just shut down completely and have the break like they did in the National League? Or
I don't know. I feel like it depends, because obviously a couple of years ago, barely any games got called off, maybe 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like now, as a lot of the lower league sides are getting picked up by national teams, especially as I see a lot of times now, people who have second nationalities are seeming to then represent them. Obviously, Cheltenham, I know he's 37, but Curtis Davis started to represent Sierra Leone. And I know there's a couple of Stevenage players. I'm saying about Jamie Reid, for example. I wouldn't be surprised if especially if people like Josh McGuinness and that not really has fire in the air for Wigan, that he might be able to Jamie might just jump him in the call up for the Northern Ireland squad. So I wouldn't be surprised that maybe in a year or 2 that they might fortify it for League One. I think League Two will be fine, but I think maybe in the next couple of years, especially if it keeps going on.
There was someone on Twitter earlier who suggested that, because they were talking about the Morecambe game being off, and they were saying that you should only be allowed to postpone a game if it is like players that are contracted to you and they're not under 21. So this was the Morecambe have got under 21 players on loan, and they were saying that shouldn't be enough to cause a postponement, because it is what it is, and it should only be like players who are contracted. So I think there'll be like maybe a little bit more of a pushback, because it creates like congestion, doesn't it? And obviously I can't even remember who was playing Morecambe on Saturday. That it creates a gap later on that has to be filled. Obviously, Steve, you're a League Two fan last season, League One this season. What, as a fan, has kind of surprised you about League One? What's like particularly different?
I think for me, it's been the amount of fans that are going to games from the away end. I think, no joke, there was still like Leyton Orient sold at their end. I think Stockport did pretty decent for the start of the season. I think they had a decent outcome. I wasn't at their game, so I don't know exactly how it looked. But I think this season we've had at least 3 sellouts already in the away end. Wigan sold about 800, and it probably would have been a sellout if I think I heard Wigan Warriors, their rugby league team was playing, so maybe if they weren't playing, they might have a few others. And they've still got this season. We've still got the likes of who else? I'm trying to think. Sorry, Peterborough will probably sell out their end, even though it's Tuesday night. Bolton at home as well. Bolton's always the one that I think could sell out. It's a lot of those sort of Derby as well. Charlton have played. Charlton was to sell out. But I think a lot of the time it's those big clubs that have got that big fan base that sort of have never really should really be at this level. That's going to earn a lot of money for the club, and especially how we're doing. Our attendance is going to go up itself. We're already getting 4,000 around that point every week at least, and for us that's been brilliant. Also, the quality is a lot better. I'm not being rude to League Two. League Two is still a great quality for what it is, but League One, there's so many more players who want to pass on a bit more, who want to show that little bit of flair, which has been great to watch.
See, when you look at the bottom end of League One, obviously the two of us report on League Two, and I'm looking at the bottom 3 just now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at 2 of those 4 clubs in Reading and Wigan. They're 2 fairly recent Premier League teams.
Yeah.
They could be 2 huge teams that I know have issues that could be dropping into League Two. What's going on with these clubs?
I think Wigan, they're sort of going on the up. I think they're sorted with their financial issues. It's still going to be tough for them to stay up this season, in my opinion. If they don't get the likes of Charlie White back, or if he's not going to stay fit as much as he should, as much as he can. But I think they'll probably be safe. Reading, on the other hand, I think they're going to be in real trouble. I've said this on a number of occasions. When I heard about rumours about William Storey looking to buy the club, I immediately, because I'm also a Formula One fan, and I know the issues that him and Haas had, especially the stuff he put on Twitter and his failure for payment. So, in my opinion, if the EFL deem him to be a fit and proper test, then, in my opinion, they basically letting Reading die, because I'm really worried if he gets that club, they could be gone in a couple of years. I'm no joke. I know the owners now are rubbish, but I have no doubt that if William Storey's there, they'll be plummeted down the leagues and may even go into liquidation.
Well, that's
low
note, Linda.
And I was going to say that is a low note to end League One on, and hopefully we don't see that happen. I hate to see. I mean, as much as I'd love another big, I still deem Reading as a big club. And it would be a shame to see another big club like that drop into League Two, and you don't want to see the same things that what's been happening at Scunthorpe going on, the same things that previously went on at Oldham going on. You just don't like to see that at any club. No,
you don't want to see fans.
No,
sorry, you just don't want to see fans like that, because Reading, even though I might not like on a match day, there's still an incredible fan base, an incredible amount of fans, and their passion has been brilliant. And I've seen that last couple of weeks, just trying to fight for their club, because you've seen that with Bury, you've seen that with Bolton. Like, the sort of seeing your club might go really brings out that passion. You never want to see that, but
they got this from Chris, and I think that's a very, very true point.
Yeah.
And going back into League Two, we've discussed, which is, I would probably say, is the big game this weekend. We've had the Mansfield, or the Notts County v Mansfield game. What's your game to look out for this weekend?
Harrogate and Stockport. No, I think Salford Wrexham, predictably, is one to watch. Otherwise, I don't think. Well, AFC Wimbledon and Bradford might be interesting. AFC Wimbledon have been kind of quietly consistent. What? Scotland just scored. So, I think Wimbledon and Bradford, especially given what's going on off the pitch at Bradford, and Wimbledon, it feels like a turning point now. They're either going to crack on or they'll start to kind of drop off in form. Oh
no.
And I think it'll be interesting to see how Walsall respond against Gillingham after last week's performance. I don't know if you can even call it a performance.
No.
90 minutes against Sutton.
Yeah, I think for me, Walsall Gillingham's going to be a really, really exciting game. I think it's both clubs that have sort of... Gillingham obviously have gone off a little bit since their great start to the season. They're obviously a team that's managerless at the moment. They've got to find that great manager in charge. Because I know you were saying earlier in the episode, earlier tonight, they are looking for managers. I think they need to find someone that's got that little bit of experience in the division. I don't think a Steve Bruce, like you said, wouldn't be a great appointment, because I feel like a lot of it, like you said, with the Mark Hughes appointment, I don't think that was the right choice. Especially when you look at the likes of Stevenage, we didn't go for a flash sign. We didn't go for a flash manager appointment. We wanted Evans before, but obviously Jim didn't let us. But going for a manager that knows the divisions, like a Steve Evans, for example, could then get you higher up the leagues. We stayed up and then we went up straight next season. We're looking like a very, very good League One side this season. So for all those clubs that are managerless, or the Dons, MK Dons thing with Grant Alexander, in my opinion, sacking him would be a mistake. I think you've got to give him a little bit of time, because that team is a League One team. Alex Gilbey, in my opinion, should be playing League One football this season, preferably with us. But he was incredible for us last year, and he shouldn't be playing League Two football. And they've got some cracking players there, and I think if they sack him, then like you said, a Gillingham, a Bradford should be knock on his door straight away and going, can we have you?
Agreed. Who's saying that Gillingham Walsall? Like, I just think it's, for me, everyone thinks I've got an agenda against Walsall. I just see it being a Gillingham win. I can't see Walsall for me, and I really wanted to get a Walsall fan on tonight, because I think they're in trouble. I really do think they're in trouble, and I think they're on a very slippery slope down the table. I think we're going to see other teams that are start to climb above them, and I think it's going to pull them down into this bottom fight. I said before the season had even started as a bit of a joke, I thought Walsall were going to be down there and in a bit of a fight. I think it could actually happen.
Yeah. Do you think the likes of, I know Crawley's had a good start, but do you think that might stop and they might start to drift down the table as well, or do you think they'll sort of be in that mid-reaches this season?
I think they'll do all right. I don't think they're going to be up in the playoff. I don't think they're going to be up in the playoff. I think they'll probably be they'll be a mid-table team. There's teams again that are going to climb up above them. Doncaster are going to start climbing up the table. Bradford are going to start climbing up the table.
Yeah, Dons as well.
MK Dons will probably climb, but you're going to see the likes of your Wimbledons drop down, your Crews drop down, your Crawleys will drop down, I think, and they're going to be in your mid-table teams. Yeah. Jay just put a really good point that it's baffling to see what's happening with DJ at Danny Johnson at Walsall after so much of wanting to be there and wanting to sign.
Yeah.
I don't know what your thought on this, Anna. Do you think he was a Flynn player?
It feels like it just seems completely unmemorable at the moment, and I don't know what's driven that at all. It just doesn't compute. But then there are loads of players that, and we said this on Monday, that were really outstanding last season and just haven't shown up at all so far this season. But, we're only, what are we now? 12 games in? 12, isn't it? Yeah. So there's time.
We'll see what happens. So I think what my mission is for next week, I'm going to still try and get that Walsall fan on for next week. If there is any Walsall fans listening, just give us a message. I'll message back out to the same Walsall fans that I did this week and see if they can be available for next week. I know one was listening in earlier on the day, so I had Walsall FC vlogs listening in. There's a message there. I will look to message you to get you on. So you've been speaking to us back and forward a little bit. So if you're still listening, come on in next week. Just give me a little message. We can drop on. Does anyone else have anything else to say before we wrap up?
No, this is just making me laugh though. So on Tuesday night, we played Salford, and it was the Academy's day. I mean, obviously, like Paddy Madden scored a hat trick, Kyle Wootton played, but it was the young guns, and some of them were great, and it was really lovely to watch, 17, 18-year-olds. But yeah, they all made it into school in time for on Wednesday morning. So that's good news. Thank you, Ian. I was really worried about them.
Do you know who I was happy to see listening again this week? Jamie and his croissant.
I still can't work out how it's a boat. It's live.
It's still a croissant to me.
It looks like a croissant on sand. That's what it looks like.
I think
I said it's either a croissant or a poo that's lodged in the sand. I'm going by croissant. There's a deliberate croissant, Jamie.
It's 100% not a boat.
It's not a
right.
boat.
So we're back on Sunday for the 606, and then Monday for the League One and the League Two podcasts. So you can do your walkout, Gran, with the liking and subscribing and ringing the bell.
I certainly will. So we know that if people are on YouTube just now, if you're on YouTube, there's a big thumb down below. Go and hit that thumb, smash thumbs up, subscribe to it as well, because it's known that there's more people that end up watching the video than actually subscribe. So give us a wee subscription and hit the little bell at the side of the YouTube channel. That will notify you anytime that we go live, anytime we post up a new video. There'll be any breakdowns, any bonus bits, and any of our podcasts or little clips that decide to go onto our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to retweet, like, love, whatever the hell you do. Facebook, follow us and like all of our posts. Come in, share everything out to your family. Listen to our podcasts on all of your podcast platforms, be that Spotify or Apple Music. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars while you're there. Comment whatever the hell you like. We don't care. It's the 5-star rating that matters. Everyone, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you on Sunday for the 606. Be there. We've been Look Sports Media. Take care.